This is my Alone in the Dark Inferno video game review. So I'm starting up with the opening sequence that people always complain that you have to blink a lot, which really is not that bad. I always thought it was kind of interesting, and I thought it was kind of cool because it's so different.
They came out of this body like they were alive. Get a grip, Hammond. The path of light's finally within our reach. Nothing is going to ruin this. Nothing. Now just follow the damn schedule. What about him? You sure he's still out? One way to find out.
So, this game is, if you don't know, is supposed to be an improved version of the previous Alone in the Dark 360 game, which I also own. The reviews for Alone in the Dark on the Xbox 360 were not very positive. I myself enjoyed it.
Now, is he?
But,
Christ.
IGN,
like a
they did not enjoy it at all.
Vegetable.
Like,
Thanks
they
to
said the
Paddington,
controls
he's just
were
an average
horrible,
Joe
you know,
now.
voice acting
There'll
was
be no trouble.
cringeworthy, which is still true in
Let's
this
hope
game.
so. Edward.
But it's much easier to control. The driving is much easier. It's not the best driving in a video game ever. It's not on par with racing games, but it's manageable. And it's not like a chore this time to drive. It's still somewhat glitchy. I have not had any game freezes or anything, which I've had once or twice on the one on the Xbox.
Consider it done.
But this version is a lot better.
Now!
And that root burning sequence, which I'll also talk about later. You don't have to do that to complete the game now. You can just skip to the end, but you have to get the real ending, you still have to complete it. Like if you want to play the whole game, you still have to burn some roots. But instead of getting 75 spectral vision points, you only have to get 40.
Why are you still here? Move it! Don't stop it. Let me open it for you, cold meat.
But back on topic to this sequence, I always thought that blinking effect was kind of cool with the way that it blurred.
Move!
Yeah, now my character's camera, it actually kind of bounces up and down.
Move!
I don't know if you can tell right now because you're walking really slow. It doesn't just feel like a sliding camera like it did in the previous iteration of this game. And just in case you're wondering, blood did not splatter all over the wall, like what it looks like. Blood got on that light, so that's why it looks like that. But yeah, the camera bounces up and down this time, so that's nice. Lighting's still great, you can't really tell because the video quality, I'm sorry, is kind of poor. But yeah, no, that sequence is over. It's not really that bad. It's only a couple minutes long. You have to have problems with being patient if you really think that sequence is bad. Now, another sequence that is talked about as being awful is... Well, before I do that, I'll show you enemy combat this time. In this game, you can hold an object, and you're still able to move the camera. And you press a lock-on button, and then you control the object without controlling the camera. And you also move a lot faster than you did in the previous version of the game. So combat, while it's still not great, combat is much better than it has been.
What are you talking about? You forgot. But not to worry. I still have the keys.
And sadly, we still get intentional hilarity, but that's just nitpicking.
I don't have your stone, and fuck you anyway.
sorry, the game looks kind of red right now. I don't have the best camera in the world. I'll pick up like this chair. Let's go find another object here. I always thought there was a katana over here somewhere. Oh well, let's pick up the frying pan. Yeah, your character is much more agile now. And that was only 3 or 4 hits compared to in the previous version that took like 10 hits for the guy to kill him. As you probably noticed right away, the camera is free moving this time instead of just locked over his shoulder, which is nice. And we'll go to the driving sequence that everybody always complains about.
Previously, on Alone in the Dark.
Those cracks! They came out of his body like they were alive. Get a grip, Hammond. The path of light's finally within our reach.
Edward, who's...
The driving is much better. It doesn't control like motorboats now. This sequence took me about 1 or 2 tries with the checkpoint halfway through, compared to in the original Alone in the Dark that
My God, it looks like a
took
war
me
zone.
about 20 tries maybe. That's not an exaggeration. It really was about 20 tries.
It's the epicenter. I have unleashed a wickedness that waited centuries for revenge. This is what I released you from.
As I'm sure you can tell, the music is quite excellent.
And now it wants it back. What's with this fucking stone?
One thing that didn't improve, I wish they improved, is the facial animation of the characters, but again, that's just nitpicking. And that has also been slowed down. I don't know if you can tell. And your partner also yells out tips on your way. But as you can probably tell, my car is not sliding around anymore. Now you can actually enjoy how incredible this sequence is. And pretty much in the Xbox version, you were screwed if you saw that. As you can probably tell, I just escaped it, but I don't have time to finish the sequence, but it's much easier. And there's a checkpoint when you get to about here. We'll just load my saved game. I've already beaten this, but I play it again and I'm at the roots again. So, we'll just go there and show you Central Park, and then my review will be over. And inventory controls are much improved. The biggest part for some people of the inventory is going to be that it pauses now, and it's easier to handle, and combining items is easier now. Yeah, here's Central Park. It's, you know, an open environment, open world. So I'm just gonna go over this whole game really fast. Story, not the best story in the world. I'd give it the story a 9. Gameplay, 9. Actually, probably a 9.5 for gameplay. I really enjoyed it. Sound design, a 9. If it wasn't for the music, the sound design would probably be an 8 just because of the voice acting and the script, but the music saves it. Graphics, I think this game is beautiful. Indoor environments looks great. Trees could look better. There's just some minor graphical gripes, but otherwise it looks great. Lighting is excellent. So overall, I'm going to give this game a 9.5 out of 10. I highly recommend it if you can put up with some frustration. I think you will really enjoy it. That concludes my review of Alone in the